A wealthy businessman is usually presented as a hard-working, serious debonair who only knows how to hustle and sleep. But hey, they're not all that boring. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we'll take a look at what the world's richest men do outside of work. Excited yet? Before we venture into it though, we must ask you, what do you guys love doing in your spare time? Anything out of the ordinary? Please, share in the comments below. We want to know. Now, before we start this vid, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Done? Hit that intro. Now, let's start with number 1, Jeff Bezos. Let's begin with something we all love doing, sleeping. Bezos sleeps a lot. This is in sharp contrast to the majority of CEOs who only sleep around 4 hours a night. Not Bezos though. He makes sure to get a solid 8 hours of shut-eye every single night. Sleep sure is the best counter to stress and overworking, they say. There are even stories of him bringing a sleeping bag into the office to pound out quick naps during those extra difficult days. How convenient. Adding to it, Bezos doesn't use an alarm clock because the man has the advantage of waking up naturally. Regimented morning routines aren't for everyone, and Bezos strongly supports letting the morning come naturally. That's pretty much why he doesn't schedule early morning meetings and prefers to spend time with his loved ones. Sounds pretty slight to us. Ironically, Bezos' biological father didn't even know that he was alive until just recently. Fortunately, Bezos himself is a much better father. He prioritizes his family, and he's got a big one, so he sort of has to. Bezos' hobby is so expensive and elite, and it only makes sense that he's known for it. When given the opportunity, he spends time combing the oceans for discarded NASA rocket ships. Because most rocket ships detach from space shuttles mid-flight, there's no safe place to discard the rocket boosters except over the ocean. Bezos has turned this into his hobby, working with teams in submarines where he also brings along his family to retrieve these historical relics. He's rappelled hundreds of feet down into dark caves, equipped with a harness and a headlamp. He once spent 3 weeks on a single underwater rocket hunt. Talk about a bizarre hobby. Now, if running Amazon isn't demanding enough on its own, Bezos has taken up a few side gigs too. For instance, he bought the Washington Post, one of America's most prestigious newspapers. But hey, he hasn't changed much about it, except its online loading times. Bezos even started a space company back in 2000 called Blue Origin LLC. The goal? Give everyone the opportunity to travel into outer space. Now, who doesn't like food? Unlike Steve Jobs, who'd eat the same thing for breakfast every day to par down decisions, Bezos has made an effort to keep it fresh. Apparently, there was this one time when Bezos ordered Mediterranean octopus with bacon and garlic yogurt for breakfast. Why? To better understand another CEO, which he eventually bought out. Yeah, we don't make this stuff up. Number 2, Elon Musk. Elon Musk's timeline is limited due to the responsibilities as CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. But hey, the life of the real-life Iron Man isn't as dry as dust. Outside of work, he does have some hobbies. Elon Musk enjoys playing video games, particularly first-person shooters like Quake. If you didn't know, Elon Musk sold a video game Blaster for $500 when he was only 12 years old, so this should come as no surprise. Just like any healthy human being, then there's chilling with his wife, sons, and friends. But being Elon, he doesn't have a lot of spare time. His trips are almost as rare as Bigfoot sightings. But what happens if he does get a summer vacation? Obviously, walking on top of a flying plane. We're not even kidding, he's done this. Musk is a fan of baking as well. He's even asked his millions of fans on Twitter if they think he should bake cookies. It turned out to be a rhetorical question, as there was never any doubt Musk wouldn't be baking cookies on a Sunday morning. Be it the healthy kind or the kind that gives you the munchies. Oh, and on top of this, yes, of course, he did in fact buy Twitter. I'm certain we'll see a lot more Dogecoin and other meme crypto coins flourish. Maybe he made that decision over some cookies while in the sky, if you catch our drift. Musk shares his interests regularly, whether it's the video games he plays or the technology he keeps an eye on. As more people become aware of Musk's lifestyle ideas, it's possible that Musk would launch a lifestyle publication in the same vein as Oprah's Favorite Things or Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop. Musk might opt to become a lifestyle guru at some point in his career. You never know. Owning Twitter will certainly allow him to be even more influential. Number 3. Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg has a lot on his plate between operating Facebook and having 2 young girls. Oh wait, isn't it called the Meta platform now? Even though he works long hours, he still finds time to exercise, travel frequently, and spend time with his family. So, what would the tech CEO do when he's not working? The Facebook profile of Mark Zuckerberg is literally an open book, so it's no biggie to figure out what he likes. He has almost 100 interests listed, and he also follows many people, including writers, musicians, and actors. Star Wars, Steve Jobs, and Ender's Game are among his interests, which aren't surprising. Others were total shockers. We had no idea Zuck was a fan of Taylor Swift. Mark Zuckerberg claims that checking the news and emails first thing in the morning makes him feel punched, and that his morning hobbies are the only things that help him clear his mind before going to work. We're kinda surprised to find out that he's not actually a nocturnal alien. Now, as you may have observed, Mark wears the same clothing every day. Makes everyone question if he's the rich nerdy guy with no swag, but hey, let's not judge too critically. It appears to help him concentrate his energy on more important work decisions. Most importantly, he doesn't care the slightest about what he wears. The only thing that matters is for Facebook to become the world's largest tech business. I don't know if you guys have kept up with the news, but Meta stocks certainly spiraled in the opposite direction lately. Guess Zuck's been too busy partying at Harvard lately. Another one of his hobbies even got Mark Zuckerberg back in the internet spotlight. But it wasn't about the advertising boycott over Facebook's hate speech policy or for testifying before Congress, but because the CEO used plenty of sunscreens. I guess that's what gives him that smooth alien complexion. Zuckman, the surfer, was spotted surfing in Hawaii with a nice covering of sunblock on his face. While minimizing sun damage is nothing to laugh at, his look was pretty fly, like a white guy. Number 4. Bill Gates. Bill Gates has frequently stated, "I never took a day off in my 20s, not one." Is it true that he hasn't taken a single day off in his entire life? And what do you believe the world's wealthiest person does when he's not working? Gates has been playing tennis all his life, and he's competed against champions, both in sports and in the field of technology. He can also beat Roger Federer, unlike we simple mortals. Although not at a Grand Slam, he did perform at a charity event to raise money for his foundation. The usual trait of a thoughtful Bill Gates definitely leads to Nord glasses. So yeah, he gets the fun out of working extremely hard. And so, it should come as no shock that the nerd in Bill Gates picks the popular board game The Settlers of Catan. Bill also likes to travel from place to place on private jets, with at least a dozen different mansions in different parts of the world. And being the avid reader he is, he carries half a library with him wherever he goes. Keep learning, he says, as his main reason for reading. Whether you're reading a scholarly work, a voluminous biography, a truthful novel, or anything else you can learn from, no matter how tiny or huge, it can make you a richer person. In Gates' case, you can't take that more literally. Hold your horses, guys, we're not done yet. Next on the list, we've got number 5, Mukesh Ambani. Apart from successfully managing the RIL empire, for those of you who are just left in the dark, RIL is Reliance Industries Limited. The senior Ambani has fascinating hobbies and interests that fill his spare time. But we doubt he has enough time to pursue them. Mukesh Ambani is a dedicated worker who doesn't waste time lazing around. Every day between 5 and 5:30 a.m., he gets up and goes to the gym to stay fit as a fiddle. Before heading to work, he spends some time reading the news and eating a full breakfast at his favorite restaurant. While Ambani is a modest man in many ways, not all of his hobbies are equally modest. To be specific, he owns over 160 super luxury cars that only a few have. How lucky could someone get? Some particularly noteworthy pieces include a Rolls-Royce Phantom, a Bentley Continental Flying Spur, a fully bulletproof BMW 670 Li that costs more than $250,000 just to register, and an Aston Martin Rapide. These cars occupy the first 6 stories of Ambani's opulent 27-story skyscraper residence. The guy needs room to stretch. Hollywood stars like Akshay Kumar and Amir Khan would agree that Ambani has often watched movies with his favorite stars in his 50-seat theater in his super expensive home Antilla. And if Ambani enjoys an actor's performance, he'll never hesitate to call them and praise them. Number 6. Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett does not lead a typical billionaire's life. You can imagine billionaires ordering Eggs Benedict and bottomless mimosas at the most lavish restaurants. Or just hire a personal chef to prepare anything they want whenever they want, right? Wrong. Paying hefty prices for daily gourmet French toast served in the comfort of your own home is not part of Buffett's lifestyle. The billionaire investor is notorious for eating fast food to save money when it comes to food. In fact, on his 5-minute commute to work, he might even kick off his day with a trip to McDonald's. Nothing beats a good morning artery clog. One of his hobbies is reading. Buffett estimates that he spends his waking day reading over 500 pages at work. Some of us don't read that many pages each year. We much prefer the Cliff Note summaries. Buffett has also admitted that he manages his ever-growing fortune like playing a game. This isn't startling at all. He enjoys games and regularly plays financial mind games to help him better see patterns in his investments. He also likes to keep his mind sharp by playing bridge, which, like Monopoly, takes a notoriously long time to finish. In fact, Buffett enjoys bridge so much that he could sometimes be found paying $7 to play against retirees at an Omaha strip mall. The man's certainly got time to kill. It's not all work and no play if you want to live like Warren Buffett. After all, even Warren's got to have some fun. When Buffett's not busy being a business mogul, you may find him strumming his ukulele and singing. There are also YouTube videos of him singing about Coca-Cola and playing duets with Bon Jovi. If one of the world's wealthiest men can afford to be this silly once in a while, we can too. What would you do with your spare time if money was no object? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and share. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos.